Brendan Jacob Smith is one of the stars of the Simon and Garfunkel Story coming to Broadway in Chicago, the CIBC Theater, February 22nd through the 27th. You might also recognize him from America's Got Talent and the group T3. So excited to be chatting with you. Thank you for taking a few minutes to chat with me today.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk a little bit about the Simon and Garfunkel story. I mean, 100 million albums they've sold, 10 Grammys, they're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, what an influential group. When did you first hear them as far as, you being a fan or you getting into music?
I have been a huge Simon and Garfunkel fan for a long time. Specifically, I got really into them in high school. One of my best friends, Jonah, introduced me to some of their more early albums, and we started harmonizing some of their stuff in the stairwell of my high school. And so I really got into it around then.
Your dad and your brother are also big musical influences as well too. Your brother's a songwriter, a performer. Your dad's in a band as well. Did you have that bond as far as like music and artists as far as you growing up?
Absolutely, yeah. We had mandatory Beatles Sunday morning. We had to listen to the Beatles on Sunday. And we definitely had a big bond with music. My dad plays guitar, my brother plays piano. And yeah, so we loved that kind of 60s, 70s rock growing up.
Simon and Garfunkel, let's talk a little bit about what we're going to see in the musical.
Yeah, so the show it takes you on a journey throughout their whole career. The two of them meeting as kids, meeting in their school play, Alice in Wonderland, kind of getting to know each other. And then it takes you on a journey throughout all of their albums. You get a little snippet of each album, a lot of their hits and some of their best moments and some of their, tense moments. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great journey throughout their whole career.
Now, tell us a little bit about who you play and a little bit about, creating that character.
Yeah, so I play Art Garfunkel. And for me, I grew up with this music and I grew up watching so many videos of him perform. So it was really fun to just, do a deep dive on footage of him doing interviews and him on stage and kind of performing and kind of get a feel for what he's like as a performer. And yeah, it was just so much fun to do that because I love the music so much. And he's such a specific character. He has very, specific ways of standing and performing. So it was really fun to dive into that.
When you're looking out into the audience, can you see people, people hold these songs near and dear to their heart. I mean, Bridge Over Troubled Water, Cecilia, Mrs. Robinson. I mean, when you're looking out, can you see people kind of bopping their heads and maybe mouthing along to the words as well too?
Absolutely, yeah. People, I mean, so many people love this music, and it means the world to me that we get to bring this music to them every night. But I absolutely see people, bopping around and loving and singing along and things like that. Yeah.
What do you think is the important part is, especially for you, not necessarily growing up in that generation of Simon and Garfunkel, but able to appreciate their music, especially, how you mentioned, you as a teen and maybe some message to other teens as far as not necessarily listen to the music that's popular, right now, but kind of taking a deep dive into some of those things that like your parents or your grandparents listened to kind of see where their musical influences came from.
Yeah, while I didn't grow up with the music in the sense that I was born when it was, when it came out, I did feel like I grew up. I listened to all of those albums on the subway, going to school every day. And I feel like I have like a very strong connection to the music because I'm from New York City and a lot of the songs are about New York. So I kind of felt that energy that it kind of means a lot specifically to me. So yeah, I think that for me, it's really important that we do the songs authentically to how they were done. And so I, listened to the albums, tried to make sure tonally I'm sounding like Art Garfunkel and things like that. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And this is the only project you're involved with. Let's talk a little bit about T3. I see your videos on YouTube, on TikTok. I mean, I just want to sing along, with you guys. Tell us a little bit about how the group formed and how you got to get to that journey of America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, T3. So T3 formed because all three of us were in a professional a cappella group on Cape Cod called the Hyanna Sound. We were all in it at different times. And then I stalked them on YouTube and I saw a bunch of videos of those two performers singing. And I just, on a whim, sent them a DM, like a direct message on Instagram. And was like, hey guys, I'd love to sing with you. Do you want to come over to my house and sing? And so they came over to my parents' house, and we sung a video in my parents' stairwell, and we put it up on the internet, and then it like went super viral, and we were like, okay, I guess we're doing this now. So that is how T3 formed.
I
Yeah.
mean, that is just an amazing story. And I think that's an inspiration for anybody who may have a dream and may be scared to reach out or to send that letter or that message or make that phone call, is that you never know what's going to happen when you do actually take a chance.
Totally. Yeah. If I had not sent that message, I mean, the past 2 years, we just came up on our 2 year anniversary. It would have been a very different 2 years for me. I know. And it was crazy because we started right before the pandemic, and we kind of were able to create music throughout the pandemic virtually. And definitely music was the thing that kept me sane throughout the whole pandemic. So I'm very, very grateful.
Let's talk about some of the songs that you pick on there, because I just want to sing Frozen songs with you, because those are the ones that get stuck in my head. Who picks the songs? And, let's talk a little bit about that process.
Well, we're all huge Disney fans, so we love to do some. We love to sing three grown men singing Disney princess songs. It's definitely a vibe, but we love that music, and I think it's kind of a collaborative experience in terms of picking the songs. We try to keep a contrast between pop music, Broadway music, and Disney music. So just all three of those, try to check those boxes every week. So we do these every single week. We do videos every week. So we've sung a lot of songs, and oh man, we've probably got like 150 arrangements at this point. And we do all of our arrangements in house. The three of us just usually get together at a piano and just pluck out notes, and we're like, let's do this harmony. Let's do this harmony. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
Let's talk. I do want to talk, the Oscar nominations just came out. There's, amazing songs that are on there, but one of the ones that I wanted was We Don't Talk About Bruno. There was another song from Encanto that was on there. You did a cover of We Don't Talk About Bruno. What was it like to record that, and just the popularity of maybe some of the messages you got on social media because of that song?
Yeah, that song is like the number one song in the world right now. It's crazy. We watched that movie together, the three of us. We were doing a show in Indianapolis, T3, and we saw that movie, and we're like, oh, this movie is awesome. Such a beautiful message. And that song, that hook just got such in our head. And so we arranged that piece. We did it as a mashup between that and a song from Hercules. And then, yeah, it was crazy to see the responses. We do these things called duets, where we'll take out the melody and we'll ask people to sing the melody alongside. And we've gotten like hundreds of people singing with us, like virtually. And it's been so cool to just see people, do their thing within the context of the harmonies. Yeah. And I love that song. It's just so fun.
I also didn't post it online, but when the group posted the Avril Lavigne "I'm With You," I was like, I forgot I knew all the words. I still knew all the words to that song, and I was there singing along at home as well too.
That song is so good. Oh, such a gem.
That is amazing. We're so excited to be having you here in Chicagoland, February 22nd through the 27th at the CIBC Theater, the Simon and Garfunkel Story. Go ahead and check out Brendan Jacob Smith there in the show. Learn a little bit about Simon and Garfunkel, their amazing history, 100 million albums sold, 10 Grammys, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So whether you want to go ahead and tap along and sing along to those songs, or maybe you've heard the name but haven't known all the songs, you can go ahead and get this rich history of how they became friends and musical icons.